Kansas Senator Roger Marshall. Senator, great to see you this morning. Realistically, do we see the government reopen today? How much longer will Democrats drag this thing out? What are you hearing from your colleagues?
Well, Charlotte, good morning. I think today we're going to see the Democrats once again vote for even paying the military, let alone the essential workers up here. But I think it'd be instructive for your listeners to understand the sociology of Democrats. They wake up every morning thinking about a new government program, something they can spend money on to save the world. So for them to wake up and not be spending money, it's so frustrating to them. You know, it kind of reminds me of a little litter of pigs waking up on a rainy day, walking down a road, and they're not jumping into that mud puddle. So the Democrats are really frustrated right now. I think you have Schumer begging to meet with President Trump. Remember, President Trump, the art of the deal, it's all about timing. So the Democrats are begging to meet with him. So maybe we're getting close. Not this week, though.
Maybe we're getting close, fingers crossed. So instead of working with Republicans to end the shutdown, Democrats think the best use of their time is to go after President Trump's plans to revamp and redo the White House East Wing. Democrats are going to bash a massive White House renovation, we know, instead of paying Americans. What are your thoughts on this? This seems to be what they're leaning in on right now, is how dare he redo the East Wing?
Well, I think most Americans are excited that President Trump has pride in what the White House looks like, what Washington, D.C. looks like, that their neighborhoods are safe as well. Want to remind people that he's using private money to do this. I got a little peek at the new Rose Garden a couple of days ago. It is beautiful, nice pavers that matches the White House. It's very thoughtful. So we're grateful for that as well. But at the end of the day, President Trump feels very comfortable where he's bargaining from right now, that we are in a position of strength, that the Republican Party is absolutely united. You know, sometimes folks back home say, why don't the Republicans stick together like the Democrats? You're seeing us stick together right now. President Trump is playing his cards right now. He's pretty focused, I think, in getting peace in Gaza, making that peace treaty stick, and figuring out what to do in Ukraine as well, doubling down on sanctions. So President Trump he can juggle a lot of balls in the air right now. I think he's a little focused overseas right now, waiting for the Democrats to get ripe to actually have a firm negotiation. But there'll be no negotiations until they agree to open the government.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on right now. And I know that you've criticized Democrats and their trillion-dollar Band-Aid that won't fix the health care crisis created by Democrats in the Affordable Care Act. I know you introduced the Patients Deserve Price Tags Act as a solution. Can you walk me through this?
Right. So healthcare must be the only industry in the world that doesn't have price tags. Could you imagine walking into a restaurant, opening a menu, and not seeing the difference on the price of a Kansas City strip versus a piece of refried chicken or something? So patients deserve price tags. So what this bill would do would require every hospital, surgery center, imaging center to list the true price. So when patients are out there, you know, in Obamacare right now, the average deductible is $5,000, which is not really meaningful health care. So what this bill would do is help that person out there with a big deductible, and let's say they need their knee scoped. It would allow them to choose the different hospitals based upon their price as well as their outcomes. You know, right now, a hospital might be getting paid 10 times more what you could get paid, what would it would cost at the same surgery at a surgery center. And by the way, that surgery center has better results, lower infection rates. So it's all about putting price tags on health care, and I think this bill has a really good chance of getting across the finish line this fall.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.